Hey guys, it's Ian here again, and we are on Lab 9 of the INTC 2050. Here on the screen I have the tasks we're going to be performing. We're going to be deploying software to users, and we will be using software restriction policies. So first what we're going to do is we're going to create a new group policy object, and we're going to link it to the domain1.local. By doing that, you'll go to the administrative tools in the group policy management snap-in. We're going to highlight the domain1.local. We're going to create a new group policy object in the domain. We're going to name this one softdist1 for software distribution. We're going to click OK. We're going to expand the group policy object, so we're going to edit the one we just created. Clicking Edit. Now from here we are going to be going to the user config line. Policies. We are going to right click the software installation settings under the software settings to go to the properties, and we're going to enter a new category. We're going to add, we're going to name this one development tools. Click OK. I'm going to click add. I'm sorry, go ahead and click OK again. We're going to go back to the software installation. We're going to right click, go to new, package, and then instead of navigating to it, we'll just type in the universal link that it gave us, which is the / RWDC1 and then the MSI. There's the Netflix Windows installer file. We're going to go ahead and click that, and we are going to go to the advanced deployment. We're going to go ahead and click OK. From there you can right click the framework network properties. You can go to the deployment, and if you'll see, we'll make sure that the deployment type is published. Then we're going over to the categories tab, and we're going to send the developer tools over to the selected categories. Click OK. Now we're going to hop over to the partner server, and we're going to check to see how the Microsoft network has installed. Now on the partner server, if you'll go to the control panel, you'll open up the programs and features. You'll notice that the framework is actually not installed on this machine. We're going to go to the install a program from the network. If you'll see, you'll notice that the framework is actually on the network and it's allowed to be distributed. When we set the setting to publish, that allows users to download the new feature if they want. So we're going to go ahead and close out of that. We're going to go ahead and hop over back to the DC1. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the administrative tools, and if you'll notice, there's no framework snap-in. Just take note of that. Hopping over to DC1 now. Now on the DC1, if you'll go back to the group policy management console, we're going to edit the soft distribution object again. However, this time, instead of publishing the framework, we're actually going to assign it to the computer to boot when it logs on. So go back to the policies, the software settings, properties, deployment. Instead of published, we'll hit assign, and we will install the application and log on. Go ahead and click OK. Close out of that. Go ahead and close out of the group policy management console. We're going to hop over to the RWDC2 again. Now as you notice, when we log on to the partner server client, after configuring the assign attribute, as it logs in, you'll see where it's actually installing the feature. There's that message right there. Now if you'll navigate to the control panel and go to the programs and features, you'll notice that the .NET framework has been installed. Go ahead and close out of that. That completes the 9.1 section deploying the software to users. Now we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the RWDC1 and we're going to start the next exercise. So I'm back on the DC1 now, and we're going to attempt to restrict software usage using a group policy object. So of course we're going to go back to the group policy management. We are going to create a new GPO. We're going to name it SRP for software restriction policy. Click new GPO. We're going to name this one SRP1. Okay. And now we're going to edit it. Now if we go to the user config, then policies, and then Windows settings. From there, security settings. We're going to right click the software restriction. We're going to create a new software restriction policy. Go to the additional rules, we'll right click, and we're going to put a new path rule. Now we're going to browse to the path. We'll go to the local disk, which is the C. We're going to go to the program files, Internet Explorer, and then the iExplorer executable file, which is right here. Click OK. Make sure that it's disallowed. We'll click Apply, and then OK. Go ahead and close out of this. Now we are going to hop over to the partner server and we're going to test to see if we can actually use the Internet Explorer. I'm now logged on to the RWDC2. I'm going to attempt to open up the Internet Explorer. As you notice, you'll see a message that says this program is blocked by group policy. This is because of the actions we just took in blocking it to allow it to be prevented from being used. However, there are ways around that. See, what we did is we created a block on it by the path, not necessarily by changing the location. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the command prompt and we're going to type in a command. What it's going to do is it's going to change the actual location of the executable file from the program files folder to the actual desktop. And to do that, you'll just type in this command right here. Once you've got the command type, go ahead and hit enter. It's going to copy the 8 files onto the desktop. Go ahead and close out of that. Now what we're going to do is we'll just open up the iExplorer executable file that's had its location changed. And as you notice, even though we have the block on it, it still opens up the Internet Explorer. Now, next step is what we're going to do is we're going to prevent people from actually just changing the location of the executable file by creating a new hash rule. Now to create a new hash rule, we're going to open up the group policy management again. We are going to create a new group policy object in the domain1.local. We're going to name this one SRP2. We'll click OK, and we're going to edit that group policy object. We're going to the user configuration, back to the Windows settings, to the security settings, and to the software restriction. We are going to open it. We are going to right click. We're going to additional rules. We'll right click and then new hash rule, file information. We'll have to browse back to the actual executable file of the Internet Explorer. And that should just be in the computer, local disk, program files, Internet Explorer, and the iExplorer. Click OK. It's going to bring up the file information on the path that we selected, and it'll show the security level for disallowed. We will make sure that it is disallowed. We're going to click OK, and we are going to close out of the page, and we're going to hop over to the DC2, and we're going to try the iExplorer executable file, the file that we actually moved the location to see if we can get around it this time. So now in the partner server, I've logged in and we're going to attempt to open the iExplorer shortcut. As you notice, it has blocked both ways. It's blocked on the move shortcut, and if we try to open it. This is because when we try to open it, it catches the hash file and stops it from opening. This concludes my live video. Thank you guys for watching.